So I have two low blocks stacked one over the other, and I'm going to come and place my feet on top of the blocks. As I get there, I can place my knees at the floor. And it becomes a very interesting practice that strengthens what we use when we take on crow pose. So I can press into my feet, bear into the hands, and then lift the knees. Oh, wow, this really pulls me in. I can return to that embracing cat pose into the body, looking down and pulling in, and then return. So this is a wonderful way to cultivate the strength for that pose and just slowly continue to build strength and build confidence. Let's do it again. My hands are pushing, fingers spread wide, collarbone spread, and I bear into my feet, draw the knees in, and try to pull this pulling action, pulling the knees toward the nose, and slowly down. How about that? You can continue to build thinking that, well, I have a greater base of support if my arms are ahead. I have more requirement of control and load if my arms are close. So use that as you wish. And if your elbows are close to your knees, bend in your elbows, lean in just a little bit, and continue to draw in. And then release. We're going to go the other way, but before we do, we're going to place the block in front of us. And I'm turning mine medium height and then moving the other out of the way. So now placing the hands down and coming into this deep squat, I want to slide the knees close to the armpits and recognize, oh, but the block is there. Like I can really aim for it. I could put my head down, just my forehead, and say, you know, this is all I want to do today. And what I get is an appreciation for all the relationships. You can keep it as just a little bit of a reassurance, but this is your opportunity to come in to this pose and to play. Thinking, I just want to go forward. I'm going forward. Forward is where I'm going. And in going forward, I get to go up. Now, our last repetition of this pose will be on our back. And so we, again, are working to cultivate the strength and the mobility and the understanding. So if you will, roll onto your back, bring your knees to your chest. Think about where you just were. Imagine the floor and how your arms have to push while your knees are aiming for those armpits. Lift your head and your hands are aiming to go higher than your feet, higher than your feet. We're going to come into this 2 more times. Open up and come on in. And open up and come on in. One more time, please. Hug your knees and rest. To begin recovery, place your feet at the floor, take one block and place it between your feet. It does not matter if the block is narrow or wide. This becomes your practice. The inner thighs are on. We get to lift the pelvis, come into this bridge position, reach the arms down, and just feel the elongation of the neck in case you are holding too much tension there. One vertebra at a time, set your body down. Think about This idea of imprinting the spine, imprinting. Bring your knees to you, bring the block with, and place the block now between the knees and return. Imprinting each vertebra in the surface below. I want to tuck the pelvis, press the lumbar spine, lift one vertebra at a time, and come into this bridge, tucking the shoulders under, firming the legs, reaching the inner knees forward, as if somebody is trying to pull the block away, forward, away from you. And then at your ease, return one vertebra at a time. Coming through neutral, coming through to neutral. Bring your knees to your chest and give the block to the hands. Return the feet to the floor and imagine the block. Imagine the block as you tuck the pelvis under and take the arms high. Hold on to the block. Notice the squeezing action. Take the arms overhead. Let that help you lift the pelvis any amount further. Keep imagining the block, reaching the inner knees forward. And as you exhale, lift the arms toward the ceiling. Begin to descend one vertebra at a time. Coming through to neutral. Let's try that one more time. Bear into your legs. Remember the block. As you begin to come up, take the arms overhead. And this time, if you will, leave the block where it is. Leave your arms where they are. And very slowly then come down one vertebra at a time. Keep reaching the arms overhead while you end up coming through neutral to reach the spine away. Try not to hyperextend. If you prefer arms out to the side, please do what you need. But if you can keep the arms reaching actively, walk your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Come into traction twist. Keep the arms reaching overhead. And then release them. You can leave them overhead at the floor in this relaxed manner. You can take them out to the side if that is your intuition. But for the next few breaths, with your breath, revolve the legs. Bear into the legs, get the knees up and over to the other side, and notice what happens side to side. Do you need to make any micro adjustments? Exhale as you bear into the floor. Inhale as you come up and over. Enjoy the release process. If your arms have been overhead, repeat with arms out to the side. Just feel what is different. The relationships, places that elongate and open. We'll try this one more time to each side, exhaling to initiate, inhaling to drop the knees in the other direction. This wonderful core work that is a release for the lumbar spine while it tones the deep hip flexors. As you come to center, extend the legs. You are welcome to stay here as long as you wish. Bring your knees to your chest when you are ready. Roll to one side. Press up and sit. Bring your hands to your heart. Acknowledge and seal your practice. Namaste.